1999, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban was released in British and United States bookstores, and with the book, the character of Cho Chang was introduced into the Harry Potter universe. Due to how the character was portrayed in print and film, Cho's reputation among Harry Potter fans is actually among the lowest due to the widely perceived view that she's either a Mary Sue in the literary sense, that the character was inserted into the books and later adopted for film as a plot mechanism in between the time Harry is a young child to an adult who desires to have an optional romantic partner, which he is eventually paired with Ginny. It's widely assumed that J.K. Rowling created Cho Chang as a temporary character or even throwaway character to help boost the appeal of the Ravenclaw house, and was made obsolete once Skinny was cemented fictionally in the Harry Potter universe with being Harry's main only love interest. When Cho Chang was introduced, she was depicted as a seeker much like Harry was, and the only girl on the Ravenclaw Quidditch team. Readers later commented that, especially in the book, Harry was attracted to her for almost no reason. Prior to Cho's introduction, there wasn't much notable Ravenclaw house students in the Harry universe, aside from Luna Lovegood and Gilderoy Lockhart. What was interesting is that through the books and film, Cho actually desired to use the reputation of the Ravenclaw house and all of the prestige that came with it to gain popularity or attention, perhaps even acknowledgement from her peers. Gilderoy Lockhart did the exact same thing, and it was later commented that though Cho Chang was an average student at Hogwarts, neither Ravenclaw nor her skills with magic helped her much. In The Goblet of Fire, where Cho goes to the Yule Ball with Cedric Diggory, she's depicted as being kind to Harry. However, when Cedric dies, she decides to become closer to Harry for the relatable aspect of wanting to be with someone to help deal with the death of Cedric. Her grief in the books, while understandable, left her with a quote-unquote annoying impression with Harry, and later on this negative feeling impacted the character with readers and fans of the Potter universe. What critics and readers discussed at the time is that J.K. Rowling wrote female characters well, but the interactions and relationships between them were nearly none. Cho Chang wasn't necessarily depicted with other female characters, but just as support for Harry or Cedric or other male characters. The fact that Cho was often depicted as neutral or negative in relationships with other characters affected how people reacted to Cho as a character. Prior to the sixth book, Rowling had depicted Cho through Harry's idealistic and somewhat stereotypical view as a beautiful girl, much like an acquaintance but not exactly close to him like other supporting female characters. In Order of the Phoenix, Cho was devastated and had visible grief depicted. Readers only experienced the situation with Cho through Harry and with Rowling's state of mind at the time when penning the story. Cho did make some attempts to get closer to Harry, but through circumstances in the stories, nothing came of it. Cho later joined Dumbledore's army mostly because she's determined to fight Voldemort after what had happened to Cedric. When this happens, readers get the start of how Rowling changes the character of Cho Chang from an average girl and an average student at Hogwarts whom has a slight interest with Harry to slightly obsessed and arguably weird, even making her bad with magic when Harry is around. Ravenclaw house students are known for their wit and wisdom, but this seems to disappear from Cho's mindset or personality whenever Harry was around her in the books at the time, and fans did say that this was slightly out of character. But why? An interesting fact is that during this time, from what media outlets mentioned and online theories suggested, is that Rowling decided to make Ginny the main interest for Harry. It was Cho whom had made a suggestion for the name of Dumbledore's army, but the decision was made to go with Ginny's suggestion. Ginny later conveniently becomes the new seeker for the Gryffindor Quidditch team when Harry gets burned. And in Dumbledore's army, Ginny's superb skills with magic are clearly seen. Ginny also starts a relationship with Harry as well, and as a result, is no longer available or able to be with Cho at all. It was agreed by most that when Cho was first introduced, she was a decent character that was slowly adopted into a love interest for Harry, then quickly written out of that scope and replaced with Ginny. Theories have said that the change from Cho to Ginny for being the love interest for Harry was all done in a single book, and just the prior book before, Harry had just begun, literally, a possible relationship with Cho, and a book later it was all changed or bluntly ignored for Ginny. Rowling later almost ignored Cho in the books, and the character of Cho Chang was never really emphasized again in the books as when she was when first introduced. Anything that Cho might have had was taken away, and anything that was left was seriously changed from what the character might have had originally, being aside from the meddling that J.K. Rowling later did with the characters, plot-wise. A character can be overrated yet hated because they were used for the plot development of another character.